Welcome to this 20-minute full body workout using a 25 centimeter Pilates ball. You're going to come onto your back and we're going to place the ball between the knees and you're going to squeeze the ball just with about 30%, give or take, of your strength. We're going to place the arms out to the side and you're gently going to press your shoulders back into the floor as we slowly, with control, take the knees left and right. Now, each set that we do on each of these exercises, we're going to go for a set of 10. As you bring the knees back to the center, try to remember to breathe out and gently draw into your pelvic floor muscles and lower tummy muscles. This will set the chain of the correct core muscles going. Gradually increase the range of movement on the knees as we go side to side. Then you're going to place the ball between your feet. We're going to try not to press the feet into the ball as you roll up on your out breath, drawing into the tummy muscles. Think about drawing your bottom ribs down towards your pubic bone as you roll up. The less weight you have of your feet on the ball, the more you're going to engage those deep and lower tummy muscles. Place the arms down by the side, pick the ball up between your feet, and as you breathe out, draw the knees forward. Again, think about breathing out, pulling up through your pelvic floor muscles and into your tummy. In this exercise, we want to keep the pelvis stable. We don't want to feel the back arching off the floor as you take the feet down. We want to stabilize that pelvis and stabilize that lumbar spine. Place your feet back on the ball again, and again we're going to roll up on the out breath, trying to lift as much pressure of your feet off the ball as you can. The less we press onto the ball, the more we engage into those lower, deep tummy muscles. Again, place the ball between your feet. And on your out breath, draw the knees forward. Try to remember not to compensate this by bending the knees and just dropping the ball to the floor. Try to take the knees away from you and then bring them towards your chest so that you're moving from the hip joint, not rocking in the pelvis and the lower back. Placing your feet back on the ball again, hands behind the head, rolling up on your out breath. Again, think about drawing up through the pelvic floor and in through those deep tummy muscles as you roll up, making sure that you're actually rolling the upper back off the floor and not just nodding your head forward. We don't want the movement in the neck. Last set, place the ball between your feet and drawing the knees towards the chest and then away from you, stabilizing your pelvis, stabilizing your lower back, and using those deep core muscles to control that movement whilst we move in the hip. You're going to take the ball out now, place the ball back between your knees. Again, gently squeeze with about 30% effort, give or take, and you're going to take the knees and the feet side to side. It's important that you work within your range of movement. We don't want to create strain. We want to work in your range of movement in your work zone. Keep the shoulders gently pressed back into the floor here so that we're engaged through those upper back muscles and we're nice and open through the chest, rotating in the lower to mid spine. All the time controlling the breath. Then we're going to take the feet back down to the floor. We're going to take the arms up towards the ceiling and you're going to push through your feet, push up on the out breath, squeezing those glutes with the ball between your knees. Again, 30% to 40% effort squeezing on those knees. Make sure you're pushing through the whole foot here and that you're pushing up through your glutes, not pushing up through your lower back. If you do get a little bit of hamstring cramp here when you're doing these, you could push a little bit more towards the toes. Let's take the ball now between the ankles, but keep the knees separated as we take the ball side to side. Think about squeezing the ball between your ankles without squeezing your knees together. This is going to strengthen the whole inner leg, not just the inner thighs. Again, stay within your range of movement. I don't recommend we take the ball all the way to the floor on this exercise. Keep the shoulders pressed back so we're active across the back of the shoulder girdle. And whilst we're doing this, we're releasing through the front of the shoulders and the chest. Taking the feet back down to the floor. And again, we're going to pop the feet back onto the ball, but just the heels this time. So we're going to go back into that shoulder bridge, pushing off the ball of the feet, stabilizing the alignment of the knees, and trying not to rest the heels too much on the ball. If you do feel hamstring cramp or any pressure in the lower back here, that's an indication that you're not pushing up through the glutes. For the next exercise, we're going to get a little bit more into the abdominals and obliques. You're going to hold the ball in between your hands, roll up, rotate side to side. Now, what's important in this exercise is that we don't rock the knees. And if you look as I take it over to my right, the right hand's at the bottom, the left on top. That's going to help us to create some shoulder stability as well as pelvic stability while we strengthen those deep abdominals and obliques. Remember to breathe out as we roll up. If you breathe out as you roll up, you're going to deepen the engagement of the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, and those deep abdominals. For a really good stretch in the shoulders, take the arms overhead. And as you roll up, remember breathing out, stabilizing the knees and stabilizing the feet. It won't take long before you start to feel those abs and those obliques working. Try to keep a nice steady rhythm. Finish with a stretch overhead. Next, we're going to place the ball underneath the sacrum, so it's across the pelvis, not in the lower back. Shoulders pressed back, arms pressed back, taking the feet up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees bent. You're just going to hold this position and we're going to keep the feet together and you're going to press the knees out into a diamond shape. That's going to get into those glute meds. Now, because we're on this mini stability ball, we're really working our core balance as well. Press the knees out wide, feeling those glutes and getting that little stretch on the inner thigh. Next, we're going to take the arms up towards the ceiling and you're going to repeat that same exercise. If you're just not balanced enough yet, then keep the arms by the side. This is a modification that's going to make it a little bit more challenging. If you're wobbly and you can't stay on the ball, just keep the arms down by the side. We can build up to that. Pressing those knees out, feeling those glutes, and then take the arms down to the side and bring them back up so that we're taking the arms out as we take the knees out. Again, this is just another challenge, another modification. So if you're not ready for that, keep the arms by the side on the floor and just do that third set, taking the knees out into that diamond shape, keeping the feet together. All of these exercises are progressive. Shoulder bridge up, taking the ball out, keeping your bottom up this time so the hips are open as we take those knees out into that diamond shape again. Let's do 3 more. And then we're going to take the ball back underneath the back of the pelvis. Make sure the ball's not too high underneath the sacrum. Bring one knee forward and we're going to circle that knee. So we're going to bring the knee forward, circle it away and round. Now, a little tip here is to press down through the foot that's on the floor and activate that same side glute. That helps to stabilize the pelvis whilst we mobilize that hip joint. So there's a lot of core balance here, a lot of lumbo-pelvic stability here. Let's change legs. Big wide circles. We want to make sure that we're moving from your hip joint and you're not allowing the pelvis to move with it. You'll know if you are, simply because you'll be moving on that ball. We want to keep the pelvis stable on that mini stability ball. Keep that movement nice and fluid. Let's change the legs, but this time we're going to take the legs straight up towards the ceiling and we're going to circle, just a small circle about the size of a football. If this is too much for you and you don't quite have the hamstring mobility yet, you can repeat the exercise with the bent knee. We don't have to do all of these exercises straight away. Again, this is about keeping the pelvis nice and stable while we move from the hip joint. This next exercise is going to open the hip flexors. So you're going to straighten out the leg, keep the knees straight, and you're going to rotate at the hip joint. So we're going to rotate the thigh externally, internally, change the legs, rotate externally and internally. Now we're going to bring one knee forward again, then the other. So again, we're balancing on that ball. And we're going to take the arms straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to straighten one leg, flex the ankle, draw that leg down straight, relax the foot, squeeze the hamstring, bring it back. So we're working all of the leg muscles here. When we bring the foot back towards the heel, I want you to really feel your hamstring working. So hip flexors bring it forward, quads straighten, glutes take it back, hamstring bends the knee, and we're flexing the ankle to stretch the calf. If this is too much for you, go ahead and put the arms down onto the floor just to help with that little bit of balance. And again, building up to that balance. If you are doing this exercise with your arms still on the floor, try to not have the palms facing down. Have your palms facing up. The reason being, there's more proprioceptors in the palm of the hand, and you'll condition your body and your central nervous system to balance through the fingers rather than through your central core. And as your core balance develops, you'll be able to take those arms off and you won't need them at all. Let's just do these last few. We're going to get into the hip flexors and hamstrings a little bit more now. So pointing the toes at the ceiling, you're going to draw one leg towards you as you breathe out. Try to do this with the hands up towards the ceiling or the sky. If not, you can pop them on the floor. This is going to activate your pelvic floor, deep abdominals, and your hip flexors, which is going to give length to your hamstrings. We really do not want to have tight hamstrings. That's going to throw your pelvis off balance. Now we're going to go back into those shoulder bridges, getting a little bit more movement through the shoulders. So you're going to place the ball between your knees, gently squeeze, arms up towards the ceiling. And as we roll the hips down, we're taking the arms overhead. And as we press your hips forward, you're taking your arms towards the ceiling. So this is going to create stability in the feet. It's going to activate the inner thighs. It's going to work our glutes, mobility of our spine, our deep core. It's going to open our shoulders. It's going to increase our overhead range of movement. And the list goes on and on and on. Again, make sure you're pushing up through your feet, activating your glutes. Just bring those knees forward. And we're going to do some back bends. Place the ball between your shoulder blades, knees bent, and just place your hands at the back of your head for support. We're going to take the shoulders back, then the head, and we're just going to come up to a very slight crunch. We're not going to over crunch here. This is going to open up the chest, stretch those abdominals. As you take it back, Start now pressing the shoulders back to the floor slightly to activate those back muscles. This is going to give us a little bit more thoracic extension through the front of the spine in preparation for the next set of exercises that we're going to do. Next, we're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to straighten out the legs. Keep the pelvis nice and neutral as we back bend through the upper back, getting that movement in that thoracic spine. When we tighten the thoracic spine, it can hinder all kinds of movement. And also these back bends help to keep our upper back posture and prevent us developing that rounded upper back as we get older. Then bring the feet together, take the knees out to the side so we're opening the hips while we're doing this exercise. Remember to breathe out as we roll up into that gentle crunch. Next, we're going to roll onto our front. You're going to be laying on your belly and you're going to extend your arms overhead, placing the sort of heel of your hand on the ball. Now we want to keep the elbows as straight as we can here. Engage your glutes slightly, take a breath in. On your out breath, lift your chest away from the floor and with control taking it down, remembering to lift on your out breath. Now you can see here that as I lift, the ball is just gently rolling back slightly. Think about, as you lift your chest, pressing your shoulder blades down the back of your ribs to engage your lats. This is going to strengthen the whole back chain of muscle and help to improve your upright posture. Remember to keep the feet on the floor. And when we finish this set, give the bum a little wiggle, and we're going to add some rotation to this next lift. As we lift the chest, we're going to take the arm out to the side and then alternating the arms. If you are not ready for this, if you can't manage this, then go ahead and just repeat the first set. Look at the position of the hands as I lift and take that arm back. The palm is always facing away from me and the thumb is always pointing up towards the ceiling. If your hand rotates the other way and you point your thumb down, it's going to round and roll your shoulders forward and the exercise won't be nearly as effective. In fact, it'll be hindered by doing that. So keep the palms facing away from you, keep the thumbs on top, remembering to lift on your out breath. Again, let's keep that going for a set of 10. All these exercises are sets of 10. For the next exercise, we're going to place the ball underneath your pubic bone. Now, this is a really deep abdominal core exercise. Take your hands out into a V, elbows straight, tuck your bottom under, and then draw your belly and your bottom rib away from the floor, and you're going to hold for 10 seconds. Keep breathing, but maintain those tummy muscles drawn inwards. And then take it down and relax. Prepare by taking a breath in. On the out breath, tuck your bottom under again, pull into those tummies and then bottom ribs and lift and hold. Make sure you're not pushing up off your hands. Hold it there and take it down. Now we're going to add a little challenge to this. If you're not ready for it, you can keep the thighs on the floor, but we're going to tuck under, pull the belly, pull the chest from the floor, squeeze your glutes, and we're going to elevate those legs nice and straight, holding. This is super balancing for your core as well, because the only thing in contact with the floor is your hands. And then take it down. Then we're going to come up onto your hands and knees. We're going to get a bit of movement in the spine here. We're going to do the loopy cat. So we're going to take the back up towards the ceiling, rib cage to the right, head to the left as you take your belly or your bottom rib down, lifting the head, rib cage to the left, head to the right. So we're making that loop with the spine. The spine moves in multiple different directions, so we're just getting that moving. This is really good for movement on the shoulders and the hips as well. We're going to do a hip flexor stretch now. So just stepping forward with your right foot, squeeze that left glute and just lunging forward, making sure that you keep the pelvis upright. A good cue is to tuck the bottom under as you come forward, keeping your head, your shoulders and your hips in line with each other. We're just going to do 5 on one leg, change, and then we're going to do 5 on the other. Again, tuck the bottom under, lunging forward, feeling that gentle stretch in the hip flexor. And then we're going to go into a glute stretch and we're going to sort of wring out the spine here as well. So you're going to sit on your right glute, left leg extended, reaching that arm up towards the ceiling and threading it through. This is going to activate across the back of the shoulder girdle. It's going to open the chest. It's going to create space in the shoulders, rotation of your upper and thoracic spine. So that's going to work your abs and your obliques. It's also going to stretch that glute that we're sitting on. Let's keep that going for 10, breathing out as we thread through, and then come on to that elbow, resting your belly on that inner thigh to get that nice deep stretch through the glute. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So again, bring that knee forward, straighten out the top leg, lift out of your shoulder, arm up to the ceiling, and thread through on that out breath. Take the head as well. So when your hand's up towards the ceiling, you're looking at your fingertips. As you're threading the fingertips through, you're looking behind you. So the whole spine is getting that nice rotational movement. Give those shoulder blades a little squeeze at the top to open up that chest. Again, we're doing 10 here. Bring that knee a little bit higher. Roll that top hip forward, bringing your belly onto your thigh, and just do a few deep breaths here, stretching out that glute to finish. Let me know what you think of that video, save it, and then come back and repeat 3 or 4 times a week.